Married at First Sight, Chapter 8. Zachary was careful to watch his weight. Serenity smiled. "You're fit, Mr. York, so I guess I'll go to bed now." "Sure," Zachary replied. "Good night." Serenity wished him good night before turning on her heel to leave. "Hang on, Serenity," Zach called after her. Pausing, Serenity turned her head around and asked, "Yes?" Zachary looked at her and said, "Please, don't walk around in your pajamas next time." They were husband and wife anyway, but what if someone else caught her in her pajamas? Red in the face, Serenity bolted back to her room and slammed the door shut. Zachary. She was embarrassed before he could feel awkward for her. Zachary took a moment to sit before headed to the master bedroom. He bought the furnished house at the last minute. It was move-in ready. Nevertheless, his bedroom had not been sorted out due to the rush. He was quite impressed that Serenity knew how to take a hint instead of brazenly demanding to stay in the same room. Thank goodness fulfillment of marital obligations was not asked of him. The wee hours of the morning went by uneventfully for the married couple. The next day, Serenity woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning as usual. Before, she would make breakfast and tidy up the place after she got up. If time permitted, she would help her sister hang the laundry out to dry. Serenity had taken the role of a nanny in the years she stayed in Liberty's place, mainly because she was trying to lighten the load off her sister. However, her brother-in-law took it for granted and ordered her around for like a nanny. She woke up today and stared at the unfamiliar bedroom that she spent the night in. As memories flooded back into her head, Serenity murmured, "I must be half asleep to think I'm still at my sister's place. This is my house. I don't have to get up now." Serenity laid back down to return to dreamland. It was a shame that she could not adjust her biological clock, though. Serenity could not sleep in even if she tried. She might as well get up since her tummy was rumbling. After a change of clothes and a wash up, Serenity walked out of her room and took a glance at Zachary's bedroom door. By the looks of the closed door, he must still be sleeping. Well, it was hard to get up at this hour since he was home late last night. Serenity wandered into the kitchen and stared at the empty room. A brief silence later, she turned around and made her way out. She had placed an order for kitchenware yesterday, but the stuff had not arrived. Had she known, Serenity would have bought them in store rather than online. While moving house yesterday, Serenity remembered seeing a breakfast place in the neighborhood. Serenity decided to get breakfast takeout. She wondered what Zachary fancied eating. It was not like she could wake him up and ask, so she bought a variety. Serenity got breakfast, omelet, bacon, sausage, pancakes, and toast, the favorites of ordinary people in Winspoons. Zachary was an early riser despite staying up the night before. No sooner had Serenity got out to get breakfast than he woke up. Unaccustomed to having a wife, he once again forgot about Serenity's existence and walked out to get a glass of water. At that point in time, Serenity swung open the door to enter the house, and their gazes met. The next thing she knew, Zachary locked his arms and ran back to his room like Serenity did last night. Dumbstruck at first, Serenity soon burst into laughter. She muttered to herself, "There's nothing interesting about a man. I can't believe he covered himself." That was so funny. A while later, Zachary reemerged fully dressed in a suit. He did not look too pleased, but who was he to tell Serenity off? It was his fault for forgetting that a strange woman was in his living space now. The strange woman was also his wife on paper. Normally, Zachary stayed in his villa and would wake up to an empty second floor. So long as he remained upstairs, the maids would not enter his space. This was the case today, and the screaming girl saw him. Mr. York, I got breakfast. Come and have them. Despite laughing, Serenity did not forget the agenda at hand. She placed the breakfast variety on the dining table and called the man, who felt uncomfortable all over. Zachary stood in silence for a bit before heading over. He glanced at the breakfast. Don't you know how to cook? I do. I'm a good cook. The store-bought breakfast, especially from the street stalls, is not very hygienic. You should cut down on that. You should make your own food, since you can cook. It's sanitary and safe. As the head of the York household, Zachary had never eaten breakfast favorites of Witherspoon's. Serenity replied with a question. Have you seen your kitchen? It's cleaner than your face. It has nothing in there. Even if I was a chef, I couldn't pull a feast without tools and ingredients. Are you going to eat? Serenity asked. Zachary was starving but tried to play it cool. He took a seat at the table and faintly said, It'd be a waste not to eat since you already bought it. I guess having it once or twice won't hurt. Way to save himself from embarrassment. Serenity split half of each dish to him. Taking a seat, she ate her share and remarked, I looked around when I moved in yesterday. I ordered quite a bit of kitchen utensils online. I'll get the groceries and cook when the things arrive so you don't have to eat street food. He held a high position in a major corporation. She guessed white collars were particular about their food. Serenity had the habit of cooking at home and only ordered takeout when she was at the shop. She was willing to accommodate his fussiness for food. Our home is missing a lot of stuff. Can I decorate the place to my liking? Zachary picked his head up to glance at his wife sitting opposite him before digging into his breakfast. The common breakfast tastes all right. We're husband and wife with a marriage license. This is your home. You can decorate it as you like on the condition that you don't touch my room. She was free to turn the other rooms upside down. Okay. Having obtained her permission, Serenity made up her mind to go as planned. That reminds me, Gran told me yesterday to come back with you on the weekend for dinner and to meet the family. Zachary faintly responded, I'll let you know. I need to check my schedule. If I can't make the time, I'll get Gran to bring my parents over. You guys can meet and have a meal. Serenity had no objections. Thanks for listening. Tune back in for Chapter 9.